The owner of a new coffee shop is keeping track of how much each customer spends in dollars. 100 of these amounts are shown in the table below. These amounts will form the population for this question. A says to place the table of random digits in front of you. Select a starting point without looking at the page. Then, taking 2 digits at a time, select a random sample of size 10 from the population above. Write the 10 values in the space below. For example, suppose you start at the 3rd digit on the 4th row of the random table. Taking these 2 digits gives you 19. So what they're talking about is on this table, the 3rd row and the 4th row and the 3rd numbers gives you these 2. Because you're going to take the 3rd and then you're going to take the second, the number following it. Then you would use those 2 points, 19, in the population above would be row 1, number 9. So you would go to row 1, number 9 gives you 4.98. That would be the first one in your sample. You are going to use the random digit table and you're going to collect 10 samples. So place your pen somewhere on the paper without looking, and then you're going to use 2 numbers each time to create a sample. So here are my 10. And for part A, I'm going to use row 9, number 1. Remember, this is row 0. It's not column 0, not column 1. So this would be the first number in my list. Then I would need row 5, column 3. And then I would need row 5, column 9. Row 8, column 9. And then I would need row 2, column 9, row 6, column 4, row 8, column 0, row 0, column 0, which is that first one, row 4, comma 2, row 3, column 8. And then you also need to calculate the mean. So you're going to add up all 10 of your values and divide by 10. Then round your answer to the nearest thousandth. That means you're keeping 3 decimal spots. So once you collect your 10, you're going to add them all up and then divide by 10 and keep 3 decimal places. That is for part A. For part B, you are going to use that same random table, and this time you're going to select 20 values from the population and then round to the nearest thousandth. So the way it would look for B is you would start again and you would place your pen somewhere on the paper and you would do 20 of these. There's 3, you need 20. So create your list. This is not the answer to the problem, this is explaining how to do it. Create a list of 20, add them up, divide by 20, and then round, keeping 3 decimal places. Part C says, which of the sample means is likely to be a better estimate of the population mean? Which sample, either using 10 or 20, is going to be closer to the mean of all 100 numbers? And explain your answers in terms of sampling variability. When you take a sample that has more in it, we decrease our sampling variability. So the one with 20 should be a better estimate of the population mean because it has more data in it, and more data reduces the sampling variability. You're going to write your answer to part C in your own words. I've explained it in mine. You come up with a sentence to write for C. Number 2. Two dot plots are shown below. One of the dot plots shows the values of some sample means from a random sample of size 10. The other dot plot shows values from a sample of random samples of size 20. It asks us, which dot plot is for sample means from sample size 10 and which dot plot is for sample size of 20? Explain your reasoning. So, like I said, the more data you collect, the less sampling variability you have. Here we go from 4.2 to 8, and then this one we go from 5.4 to about 7.1. Which one has less sampling variability? B. The points in B are closer, which has less variability. If you are collecting more data, that should result in less sampling variability. Less data means you're going to be more spread out. We also need to explain our reasoning.